everyone, and welcome to the Week 3 review, Week 4 preview. You can tell we're in the swing of things because I'm getting that right off the top. As always, I'm your commissioner, a.k.a. Mr. Modest, joined by the champ over here, Joel Gibson. Joel Gibson loves that trophy. He's had it quite a few times. We're all having a good time this week, I feel like. Joel Gibson, how are you feeling?
Hey, I'm feeling great. The winning streak is now alive. 2 straight wins. I thought I might just, win every matchup this year, but apparently that wasn't the case. That was ended very quickly week 1. A second win this season.
Hey, I feel that. I took the loss week 1. Speaking of that, we'll get right into week 3. Joel Gibson, did you have fun beating up on Phil?
It was great. I don't think I spent any waiver money. Did I pick up Killian Hayes again this week, or was that last week? I don't know, but I'm happy to have old boy back on the team. I think he's going to pan out. But yeah, it was a good week. 9-1-1. Phil's going to need some help this year. Next year's going to be better for him.
Phil's going to need a lot of help. He'll be better when he can draft his own team. Joel moves to 2-1, Phil 0-3. That is rough. Next matchup, we've got Doug murdering Adam. Adam, like Phil, is going to need some help. He lacks depth. Boucher was a total bust for Adam this year, and I don't think he's coming back. It's tough. LaMelo Ball, great. Randall, great. His top, awesome. But his bottom has a lot to be desired. I do love Tyler Hero, 6th man of the year this year. Just saying. But Doug's team looks ferocious as a motherfucker. He was up. I think he was like 10-0-1 earlier this week. And I was like, how can you even do that to somebody? Doug was doing it.
Yeah, man. It was tough. It was rough. Doug's team is not to be fucked with.
Doug moves to 2-1. Adam moves to 1-2. Next matchup, we have a barn burner. Literally just ended about 4 or 5 minutes ago. We have Cody getting it back on track against Matt, an undefeated team. Matt had control almost all week. Cody, at the end of the day, gets that Tate rebound. Paul George was probably going to get it, and he may have already gotten it while we're talking. But I do want to say Cody has some issues here. Zinger, MPJ. We're starting to see those first-round picks where I was talking about earlier in the season not pan out as much. And like I told you, Joe Gibson, I love going to bed every night and just knowing that I'm right about Michael Porter Jr. Everybody can talk their shit, talk their percentages. I know what I'm talking about. The man is not a baller. He's not a top baller. He's a piece. He's a piece he's a Will Barton. He's a young-ass Will Barton. And guess who has Will Barton while MPJ is down? Jaboy has Will Barton while MPJ is down. Cody, great win here. I love seeing undefeated teams go down. Matt gets Siakam back, starting to get healthy. I will say Miles Bridges starting to fall down to earth a little bit. We might want to watch that moving forward. And as always, Matt's big question mark is going to be Simmons moving forward. If he can compete in that Final Four this year, that's what it's going to come down to. Does Simmons play? Does he not play? Does Zion come back and take that Val away? Val's a top 10 fantasy asset right now. I don't know if anybody knows that, but he is. I don't think that's going to stick regardless. Ingram's also been out. Matt might have some problems moving down the line, but Siakam's coming back. He's a solid team. I'm not taking anything away from him.
I should have beat him last week.
Next matchup is Kyle. Kyle at Neiman. Neiman, his whole team was out with COVID this week. His whole team. He had Middleton out. He had Tobias Harris out. His whole team was out with COVID. It was basically Joker and Curry out there, and Kyle gets it done at the end of the day. Some of Kyle's players are overperforming. He keeps trying to go back at us, Joel Gibson, for saying Cole Anthony was a reach. He seems to not understand that when Fultz comes back, when Suggs gets it going, Cole Anthony is not going to be the answer. He is really hot right now, though, so give the devil his due. Kyle is undefeated. Cody and Matt both 2-1. Neiman now down to 1-2. Neiman can kind of just shake this one off. He had so many injuries. He didn't stand a chance. He still had 83 pointers this week, though, which is an insane amount for who he had out. That is way too many. That makes me comfortable here. Neiman, I'm telling you, still a force in this league for sure.
Yeah. Tough week for Neiman. Good win for Kyle. But I think Kyle is going to come back to earth very, very soon.
Next matchup, we've got my favorite matchup of the week. It's me going on the road against Steven. Now, Joel Gibson, we differed in only one pick last week. And what pick was that, Joel Gibson? You took Steven at home against Modest, and Modest brings it out. You know what he does? He wins. He goes on the road, he wins. My team is blocking an incredible amount of shots. I had no idea I was going to be competitive in that category. We're making free throws. Our field goal percentage is high. We like shooting threes. I sat Bradley Beal today, Joel Gibson, and still got the win, okay? I'm coming for Kyle next week. There will be no undefeated teams at the end of next week. Ingram is coming back. I did this all without Ingram. Oh, and I have Fultz also on my IR, just sitting there waiting. We're just sitting there waiting. Now, Steven, I want to talk directly to you for one moment. Great matchup this week. Your team is very solid. Greek let you down at the end of the day. But spending $22 on a regular season matchup, Steven Thornhill. I need new underwear if I were you too, dude. That is a Messenger reference that Joel probably doesn't understand. But I just want to say $22 in 1 week from Steven Thornhill. We both used both of our ads. Great matchup. Modest wins. 2-1 for Modest. 1-2 for Steven. Joel Gibson.
Man, $22 this week spent by Steven. You can't say the effort wasn't there. Incredible win. I can't believe you pulled it off, Brandon. I would say Devin Booker last night was your hero, pulling it out, having a season high, 38?
Yeah, 38, 5 threes. He was like 12 for 16. Just a monster line. I will say, one last thing, is I don't think Steven's ever going to wait and not check his lineups again. He got fucked by the Rudy Gobert thing this week.
Yeah.
Fucked so hard. He threw Rudy on the IR, and double-doubles were within one. I'm not saying he would have won. I'm not saying that it would have been a big deal. But what I am saying is check your lineups, boys. 6 o'clock every day. I don't care what I'm doing. I'll be in the middle of talking to my mom on the phone. I don't care. I am checking my lineups, checking what's going on, and I'm setting them. I'm telling you, I don't think Steven's going to make this mistake again. That's it on that matchup. Way too long on that matchup. Next matchup is Eric at CJ. CJ didn't have LeBron this week. Eric's starting to get a little healthy. He still was without Russell. Kyle has Russell this year. I'm used to Eric having Russell. That's my fault. Eric.
Double-doubles by Eric.
A lot of double-doubles. Capella's starting to get it going. Eric, This is the thing, we had him ranked highly in the beginning. I think he's starting to show that a little bit. Beat up on an injured CJ this week and got his first win this year. Eric moves to 1-2. CJ moves to 1-2. Although high quality win for CJ beating Modest week 1. I won't let you forget it.
Nice. Is that all the matchups for this week?
That's all the matchups. I've got my rankings if you're ready for them.
Let's hear them.
All right, number 1 is Kyle. He's the only undefeated team. We can't really go away from this. He keeps saying that we don't give him his props, but we continue to rank him highly. Just because we pick against him doesn't mean that he's not doing what he needs to do. He's the number 1 team. That's how it is. Number 2, Matt at 2-1. I put Matt here because he plays Phil this week. Basically a bye week. Matt's getting healthy. I don't think he'll have a problem with Phil, so Matt's going to stay at 2. He would have been number 1 had he beat Cody, but that was taken away from him. Next, I have Doug at the number 3 spot at 3-2. Or at 2-1. I apologize. We're not that far yet. Doug's team is not to be fucked with. He plays Joel this week. An interesting mid-matchup week this week. Number 4, I have Mr. Modest. Despite losing to CJ, 2 wins on the road against Neiman and Steven, who are going to be playoff teams this year, if you ask me. Those are big wins. Modest is putting up numbers. He deserves to be there. Number 5, Joel Gibson is at number 5. Now, with Cody winning, I can interchange Cody and Joel here. It's more of a tie in my opinion. But Cody technically plays Adam this week. He has a way higher probability of winning. I should have ranked him higher. But with his injury concerns, I'm just not sure moving forward. We don't know about MPJ. So I kind of want to throw a tie there. I know it's difficult when I throw ties out there. But Cody and Joel kind of tie in that rankings. We'll see how Joel performs against Doug. I expect Cody to beat Adam. And if that's the case, Cody will move above Joel next week. Number 7, we've got Neiman. I still believe in this team despite the COVID injuries. Neiman plays CJ this week. CJ's very beat up. Neiman's very beat up. But Neiman's putting up some numbers. So I kept him up there. Next is Steven. Steven plays Eric. And I have Eric next in my power rankings. So this is more of a show me. Steven is at Eric. Eric does have a slight advantage, but Greek could always pull off that triple-double where I don't really see a triple-double for Eric, and we don't know how healthy Eric's going to be. Double-doubles is going to be in Eric's corner. He might just pull off another upset here. We're not sure, but this is definitely a matchup to watch, is Steven versus Eric, right beside each other in the power rankings. Next is Adam. Adam is just healthier than CJ. I wanted to put CJ here, but without LeBron and playing Neiman this week, it's another one of those show me things. I had CJ low just before playing me, and he beat me. So if he can do that again, we're talking a little bit different. He does have the home court advantage. Neiman has Joker that could pull off a triple-double. And last in the rankings, as I've been saying, Phil at 0-3, the only no-loss team. This is a rough way to get acclimated to the league. I hope that he is enjoying the messenger and enjoying the gamesmanship and looking forward to Dynasty. By the way, we did publish Dynasty rulebooks. Pretty excited about that whole thing. I got a little pushback on the fan tracks, but we kind of knew we would. The pay down, Doug had a question on that. it's one of those things that we're just going to have to feel out for the first year. If it doesn't work, we'll just rip it out of there. But it's one of those things that I wanted to put in there to protect, aging players that are at high value. It's really tough to sell somebody that's at 60-some dollars if they're on the descent. And we don't want a bunch of high-name players falling to the wire and it becoming an auction league. So a way to kind of combat that is the pay down. But like I said, we'll see how it goes with that. Joel, anything on the rankings? Anything on the Dynasty rulebook?
Nothing on the Dynasty rulebook at this time. Too tired for that. But rankings are not what I would have anticipated at the beginning of the season.
No, not at all.
I'm wondering for why everyone is where they're at.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough because I try to do them on a week-to-week basis, not where I think they're going to finish at the end of the year. It's a lot more fun if you're doing them a week-to-week basis because you get a lot more change, you get a lot more rivalries in the matchups and stuff like that. Like right now, we could probably put Doug in the top 4, and he'll be there the rest of the week. But you beat him this week, he might be outside the top 4. We don't know based on how everybody finishes, but that's just a good example there. Getting into next week, Joel Gibson, speaking of which, you play at Doug.
Yeah, I'm planning on beating him.
You're planning on beating him. I'd love to hear how you plan to do that.
I can't share that information. That's top secret. But at the end of this week, I predict you'll see my score is a larger number than his score.
Excellent. I'm picking Doug. So I think Doug just has a little bit more depth. I love the Bulls this year. Patrick Williams going down for the season does nothing but help Doug's team moving forward. He does have some problems. Halliburton is starting to come on, though, now. He had kind of a slow start. But
Too, dude.
What's that?
I said Jordan Poole's coming on, too.
Jordan Poole is coming on, too. Those are direct. I tell you what, Joel, send a trade request to Doug tonight, Jordan Poole for Halliburton, and see if he accepts that.
I'm doing it right now.
Anyway, I'll pick Doug. Joel's obviously going to pick himself because he's delusional. Moving on to the next matchup, we have Kyle, the undefeated Kyle, at Mr. Modest. Now, Kyle, I'm coming at you this week because we're playing each other. And all the last 3 weeks, all I've heard is, you don't give me my just due. Your team isn't as good as mine. My team's showing out. Cole Anthony is the second coming of Jesus Christ. I don't know what you're doing over there, Kyle, but I am going to bring you down to earth. Ingram or not, my cycle game is better than yours. My team depth is better than yours. My player advantage, I believe, this week is better than yours. I am going to beat you this week, and you will understand why Mr. Modest is who's associated with top dog in the West. Go Modest, fuck you, Kyle.
I can get behind that. Davis is already questionable for Monday.
Yep.
That's just so huge. I'm picking you as well.
Woo!
Get behind picking Kyle. I just never feel good about it. So, yeah, I'm picking you this week. Fuck Kyle.
Neiman couldn't get the job done at taking down the last undefeated, but rest assured, Mr. Modest comes to play every week, Joel Gibson. He comes to play every week. It doesn't matter how many injured players he has, he's going to cycle and find a way to make it competitive. You have to admit, there are very few weeks that you can remember that your boy gets blown out. Okay? It doesn't happen. I'm like a fucking, like one of those amoebas that just like formulate into exactly what I need to be, and I am blocking the shit out of everybody this year. You don't know where these blocks are coming from. Next matchup, Steven at Eric. Both 1-2. I talked about this matchup. This one is definitely one to watch. Steven's team is more solid than a 1-2 record. I'm taking Steven this week. Eric, well rebounding well and well getting double-doubles well. He is still a team to be reckoned with, but Steven is obviously willing to spend money. I'm taking Steven here.
Yeah, I'm picking Steven as well. I don't got a ton of faith in Eric's team right now.
Excellent. Next matchup, we've got the 1-2 Cody against the 2-1 Cody against the 1-2 Adam. Cody wins this one pretty straightforward, even without MPJ. I will be more interested in the injury update to MPJ for Cody long term. And what's going on with Zinger? I have no idea what's going on with Zinger. I'm reading things that they were keeping him out because they were trading him. Now he's playing again. I have no idea what's going on with Zinger. And those are two of Cody's top 5 picks. So I'm paying close attention to that. There might just be some kinks in the armor there against Cody. We're going to find out, but I think he gets it done against Adam this week.
I think he's going to take Adam pretty handedly as well.
DeJounte Murray absolutely has been a beast. Fox, not so much. DeJounte Murray, a beast. Everything I said he was going to be, Cody, he is being. You're welcome. Next matchup, we've got Matt at Phil. Matt's going to win this matchup. Phil moves to 0-4. Not a lot to say here. It's a shame that Matt didn't beat Cody only because he had an easy track to 4-0. He'll be 3-1 by the end of the week.
Yep. Man, had I played Al Horford that one game, week 1, Matt would not be where he is.
I know, isn't it incredible? You were that close.
Yeah.
That's going to haunt you. That's going to haunt you, especially if he is the home team against, like if he ends up 1 or 2 and you're 7-8 or whatever, and you're the away team, and it's because he has like 1 win more than you, you just remember that Al Horford game, and it'll haunt you the rest of your life.
So, right, I don't intend to be a home court advantage playoff team, but I do intend to be a playoff team.
I'm glad that you're being a little realistic. Last matchup here, we've got Neiman at CJ. I don't know what's going on with LeBron. I don't know what's going on with Neiman's team. All I know is Neiman is putting up crazy numbers with like 2/3 of his team out there. He's playing men down. It's not like he has a huge player deficit, nothing like that. He's just putting up numbers. He's the away team here, so the triple-double that Westbrook might put up doesn't necessarily help as much if CJ was on the road. I think Neiman somehow pulls this out. And again, I'm not 100% with that. I don't even know, is he going to have Middleton? Is he going to have Tobias? Is CJ's team even going to show up this week? No clue whatsoever. I do love what Kyle Lowry's doing for Miami, but I'm going with Neiman this week, and I hate to say that.
I'm going with Neiman as well. I love Curry, and I love Jokic, and he's got both those guys.
And that's it. You know what I mean? Doug made the comment earlier in the season that Neiman's team will be carried by Joker and Curry, and it just shows. Like, even when you're missing like 3, 4, 5 on Neiman's team, he's still putting up incredible numbers. It's absolutely insane. It's even more impressive that I beat him on the road. It's fine. Everybody in the league can give me my props. I've changed my name from Buzzsaw this year to the Dragon Slayer, and basically, I'm just on a road to redemption. I lost my back-to-back chance last year because of injuries. I am on a road to redemption for that number 1 pick. I want a good position to draft Evan Mobley because that's who I'm getting. Y'all better, if you want Evan Mobley, you better be taking him in the first 3 rounds. Because I'm telling you right the fuck now, I am drafting Evan Mobley in the first 3 rounds. Take it with that what you will. I don't care. I don't care. You guys, Evan Mobley is the future of the Cavs, and whomever he ends up on, he is a monster. Threes, blocks, steals, field goal percentage, free throw percentage. The man does it all. Rookie of the year.
Yeah, he's unbelievable. I can't wait to see him in person.
Excellent. Joel Gibson, anything else on the league in general?
Nah, dude. This guy's ready to hit the hay.
I am also ready. You can tell I'm fired up. I'm starting to get these wins. And I've really been working up alcohol and other intoxicants prior to this. And I just love coming on here and just yelling at the camera for like 25 minutes. It's the greatest thing. It's the greatest part of my week. I appreciate all of you that have to turn your headphones down to listen to me, turn them up to listen to Joel's comments, and vice versa. I appreciate and love every single one of you. That's it for this week. Joel Gibson, anything else?
Nah, dude. See you next week. Have a good one, guys.
Good luck, all. Peace.